channel.
Hey, you know what time it is?
Time is, man.
Welcome everyone to another episode of Beatdown, the segment and channel where two worlds collide. I am your host, Clash. This is my co-host.
Mr. J, how's it going, guys? We would like to remind you, if you like these videos or this content, go in the section below, subscribe so you get all of our latest notifications, share, comment, and like.
Yeah. And today's episode, we decided we're going to give you guys another team matchup. You guys seem to like it, so we're just going to keep bringing that to you. And this one's going to be an interesting one because it's obviously also discussing certain current characters that are coming out in the Marvel universe so far, which are the Young Avengers, and the ones that have been coming out on the television cartoon animated series, which happens to be the Young Justice. So we figured, hey, let's put these mothers together. So I'm going to start things off by representing DC Comics Young Justice League. I think it's Young Justice or Young Justice League. I don't remember. Either way, you obviously know who I'm talking about. Okay, so we're not going to do the basic thing we normally do where we talk about brief origin stories or we talk about powers, abilities, and feats. We're just going to give you guys the feats, certain things that they've done, and then we're going to give you guys our end game on who would get eliminated, process of elimination, who would win, and how they would survive and all that nonsense. Alright, so I'm going to start off by reading some of my feats. Do you want to go back and forth on it, or I should just read my whole feat and then you do yours?
Yeah, just do your whole thing.
Okay. So I'm gonna start off with my feat. So let's start with Superboy. Superboy, he ended up inside a core of the Earth itself. Okay, that's hot, incredibly hot. The fact that he got in there and did that is incredible. Aqualad took over the throne after Aquaman himself retired. That's saying something when you take on the mantle of the King of Atlantis. Miss Martian, in her white Martian berserker state, she can fight a hulked up version of a Beast Boy. Kid Flash had a fighting chance to take down Godspeed. If you've seen Godspeed is one of the most impressive speedsters alive. So the fact that him and Kid Flash kind of threw down for a moment and Godspeed almost had his number checked, that's terrifying to realize. Wonder Girl, she received her powers from Zeus himself. Okay. Your turn, bro.
All right. Okay, so my contestants today will be the Young Avengers. And coming in first, I have Vision. Vision was able to fight the Knicks in the House of Ideas. That's one of his big things. The Hulkling was able to send a Super Skrull miles away with a single punch. Iron Lad was able to project an energy beam that was able to blind the Patriot and Hawkeye at the same time. Wiccan and Speed are the two children or offspring of Wanda and Vision in I believe it's an alternate timeline. They are two siblings. One of them has this, the ability to run extremely fast, pretty much in super speed, much like Wanda's brother Pietro or Quicksilver.
Yeah.
Wiccan has his mother's abilities, which is, the telekinetic abilities. And it is said at some point he is even considered more powerful than his mom, who is the Scarlet Witch. And if you really think about that, Wanda's already extremely powerful. So the fact that he could be possibly more powerful is pretty scary.
Okay.
And yeah, those are my contestants for today.
All right, so I'm going to name off on the end game who's going to go against who and then the process of elimination. First, I'm going to start off by saying Kid Flash going against Speed. Superboy going against Hulkling, I think his name is.
Yeah, I think it's Hulkling.
Hulkling, Miss Martian versus Wiccan. Wonder Girl versus Vision. And Aqualad versus Iron Lad. Kid Flash versus Speed. Let's start off with that one. Kid Flash is considered one of the fastest, actually faster than half the Flashes out there. Barry Allen's Flash, Jay Garrett's Flash. So it's safe to say that Kid Flash's Wally West is probably going to be a lot more faster than Speed. And I believe, look, if you pay attention to Marvel and DC Comics, you notice that Marvel doesn't really pay a lot of attention to their speedsters. Like, to them, speedsters are not such a big deal compared to their other powerhouse characters. And I think that's kind of a mistake because when you see DC Comics, they did it well. They have Godspeed, they have Speedster, they have narratives, they have different types of stories, they have timelines, there's flashpoints, there's everything. They're bringing out a movie because of it. So I do believe they dropped the ball on that. So I do believe no matter how you're going to shake it, how you spin it, I do believe DC Comics is going to show more feats as he gets older. Wally West's feats is going to get more impressive. As Speed's feats is going to be somewhat impressive. So wisdom wise or feat wise, I do believe that Kid Flash is going to overwhelm Speed at some point and then take him out for the count during that fight. Now, let's see, what else? Superboy versus Hulkling. Okay. Hulkling can shapeshift. That's pretty impressive. We're talking about Superman's DNA. And surprisingly, Hulkling is not related to Hulk. He's actually he's a Skrull, and it's just because he looked green that they thought, hey, look, he looks like Hulk, and then they decided to call him Hulkling. That's it. That's how he got his name. He didn't get it because, he's as strong as Hulk or anything like that. That's never been confirmed. But with Superboy, I mean, if you watch him, he's incredible. He's got a lot of things in his arsenal. He's got super strength. He's got super speed. He can fly. He can shoot lasers out of his eyes. So at the end of the day, I do believe that, and he's one of the powerhouses, main guys in the Young Justice team. So I do believe him and Hulkling are going to throw down for a while, but I do believe Superboy is going to actually take Hulkling down with one good punch at some point during a battle, considering Superboy is one of the top tier dogs. Now, Miss Martian versus Wiccan. That one's going to be interesting. So here are two ways I think Miss Martian can get Wiccan off guard, because it's going to be a surprise attack that's going to work in her favor. Miss Martian can shapeshift into Speed, make Wiccan believe, hey, that's my brother, and get close enough, and then bam, then stab him right from behind, not see it coming. Another thing that she can do is that she has the ability to control minds, which means that she has the ability to mess with Wiccan's mind, making him think that he can't hear his own voice. Now, here's the fun thing about Wiccan. Wiccan's power only works if he can hear himself conjure it. Otherwise, it doesn't work. So I do believe if Miss Martian can put him to death, not being able to hear himself think, he can't be able to conjure a spell, which means she can take advantage at any point in time. She has a lot of incredible abilities. She can obviously do she can make multiple hands of herself, or multiple hands out of herself. She can extend her body. She can shift into anything she wants. She has super strength. She has super speed. She took down a lot of people in her time. So she has a lot of things going for her during a fight against someone like Wiccan. Let's see. And I do believe at some point she's going to be able to take Wiccan down. Wonder Girl versus Vision. Now, I don't believe Wonder Girl can really take down Vision. Vision is an AI. He's got a lot of things to his advantage. And on top of that, he's probably done a lot more than Wonder Girl has done during her time. But that being said, it does leave open room since Miss Martian is available to come help Wonder Girl take on Vision. Now, 2-on-1, the girl's going against Vision. I do believe they're going to overwhelm him, match him down, and then rip him apart, and then call it a day. Aqualad versus Iron Lad. Look, to say that Aqualad will beat Iron Lad is a joke, because if you're not, this is a surprise thing you want to know, fun fact. Iron Lad is actually, what's his name?
Kang the Conqueror.
Kang the Conqueror, yeah, Nathaniel. In the future, that's him. So he already has a future set, and he's one of the most terrifying villains in Avengers squad against the Avengers. So, having that guy is as a top tier go against Aqualad, he's done some things, but he's never done anything like Iron Man. But that's not to say that Aqualad isn't clever enough to try to buy some time. So I do believe Aqualad would probably take the fight to the ocean because clearly it favors him more. Iron Man would probably find a way around it at some point. Maybe he make his suit waterproof or something. He could just use a submarine style and go inside. But I do believe, again, Aqualad still has the strength and abilities to kind of overpower Iron Man for a time being. Eventually, Iron Man might be able to, outthink Aqualad. So I think Aqualad could buy some time until one of his other teammates show up. and I do believe it would be Superboy since Superboy is now available. Superboy and Aqualad going against Iron Lad. I do believe they have the advantage over there. 2-on-1, regardless of how clever Iron Lad would be. Superboy is a top tier character to fight against. It would be hard to put him down completely during a fight unless he has a particular thing to put him down, which is kind of hard to find. And on the other end, you also have Aqualad, who's also powerful if he gets enough juice going in his system. Plus, he's a pretty good warrior to fight. So, these two together, I do believe that they would eventually put him down for the count. All right. Yeah, that's it. That's all my characters. So, I already said the process of elimination. I already said 2-on-1 with these characters, how they would beat each other, and who would defeat who. And at the end of it all, I do believe the Young Justice will have this one.
Okay. As I mentioned before, my contestants are the Young Avengers, and this is how I see this playing out. Pretty much, my ladder is pretty much identical to his, only I don't see the fights panning out in the same order, obviously. But Vision and Wonder Girl, I don't entirely think Vision can take out Supergirl, but basically a lot of these I see just being a stalemate. Each one, the fight is just going to keep going until someone gets the upper hand. Obviously, some of these, one of them's going to win. Kid Flash and Speed, I will actually give him that one. Based off of one-on-one, no one else around, yes. However, if Wiccan is around, obviously I probably don't know everything about these characters, but I want to say with Wiccan's ability to alter reality, maybe he could give his brother a little boost. Maybe he can depower Kid Flash a little bit. All these things are going to come into play. Now, with the two siblings together on the field, I want to say that's going to give them just a little bit more of an advantage, because when your brother's out there, you look out for your brother. That's just all I'm saying. I think Wiccan takes out Miss Martian right off the bat. Her abilities in what she's able to do, she is strong. But as I've already mentioned, Wiccan has been said to be possibly stronger than his mother, who is the Scarlet Witch. She ended the Marvel Universe with like 2 or 3 words: no more mutants.
Stop 95% of the population. Whoop!
I don't really have to say much more than that. Now, if he's more powerful than she is, that's terrifying just to have him on the field. Now, he and his brother there, I think Wiccan is strong enough to not kill all of Young Justice, but he's enough to keep them busy and distracted with his abilities. He could send a bunch of flying boulders towards Superboy. That will definitely keep him busy, as strong and as fast as he is. Aqualad, he could definitely bring him to the surface. Kid Flash, he could slow him down, and Miss Martian, he could surround her by fire. It wouldn't be enough to kill her, but I want to say it would be enough to disorient or distract her. With the distraction, Wiccan takes on Miss Martian, takes her out. Kid Flash would possibly take out Speed, but I think Iron Lad would have the upper hand over Aqualad, and I think if he could bring him to the surface, he can take him out. Now, Speed's gone, but Wiccan and Iron Lad are still there. However, Miss Martian, she gets taken out by Wiccan. That leaves a 2-on-1, Aqualad against Iron Lad and Wiccan at the same time. No, he doesn't stand a chance. I'm sorry. You guys can say what you want and disagree with me, but this is my opinion.
Yeah.
Hulkling and Superboy, I see that being a stalemate only because of Hulkling's strength and his shape-shifting abilities. People underplay the shape-shifting abilities a lot because they think, oh, you can just shape-shift. What's the big deal about that? Well, change shape, change your abilities. A lot of people forget that Venom can actually fly just based off of his shape-shifting ability. He shape-shifts his arms like into big bat wings, and he can fly because of it.
Yeah.
It's not the greatest example, but you understand, what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, he can extend his body. He can move around the arm if he wants to, like a snake. I mean, there's a lot of ways where he can just kind of dodge it if you wanted to.
So with the shape-shifting ability, I want to say that's enough to keep Superboy busy. Is he gonna be able to kill Superboy? Probably not. But like I said, he'll be enough to keep him busy. Now, with Wonder Girl dealing with Vision, so the only two Young Justice left on my board is Wonder Girl and Superboy. Aqualad's down, Kid Flash is down, and Miss Martian's gone. So with the about 4 out of 5, I think Superboy could take out Iron Lad, possibly even Vision. But with the rest of them coming after him and Supergirl, no. The remainder, which would be Hulkling and Wiccan and possibly Iron Lad, no. Young Avengers have this one.
Okay. And as always, no praise fam. It's not up to me. It's not up to my boy here. It's up to you guys. So, if you guys like my argument, you know what you can do? You can hashtag Young Justice. And if you like my boy's argument, what can you do, brother?
Hashtag Young Avengers.
And as always, no press fam, we really appreciate you guys. Catch you guys later. Peace.